Ep03. Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Ginaja TV. Today, we're actually presenting the Big Mic. This is our daily program. And today, we have some very nice stuff that we'll be talking to you about. So, without much ado, I would like to introduce my co-host and hostess. Um, Favor, can you introduce yourself quickly? You're muted.
Hi guys, my name is Phil.
Okay. And Dr. Champion?
Okay, yeah, hi guys. I'm I'm the champ.
The real champ.
Dr. Champion. Yeah, bro. Respect,
Okay,
sir.
so I can see that
Hello, everyone.
th- there's a lot of things happening around, and I'm sure you're ready to go. Okay, right.
Yeah,
So
sure.
without much ado, let me share some few things for us. There is so much. I think we've got about um, eight topics that we actually want to look at. Probably, maybe not really up to that amount itself, but let me quickly share my screen, and from there we can, start without much ado. So I think I'm going to actually allow you to take a lead on this. About the issue about the Nigerian. This is about the Nigerian presidential jets that is being seized. What do you think? Let me start with you. Nigeria
I
is
don't know why
being
you're
Share favor. It's true that.
uh,
Why? I hope you're not
okay.
working for, or is she working for the presidency?
Who, favor, maybe she should answer
Okay,
she
favor. You
could
know
tell
what?
us.
I'm going to start with you. So, what do you say?
Okay.
Because it looks as if you know something about this thing. I mean, you're one of the people that chopulates the money. Please confess. Because me too, I want my own share of national cake. Eh? Right. So, so what do you say? Hello, favor.
Yeah, favor. Hello, favor.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you said you can give your opinion.
Can you give your opinion about the presidential jets? That's the first one we're
Okay,
dealing with.
sir. The presidential jet.
Is what? Eh?
So I think we should stop borrowing money.
Eh, what did she say? Champion, what did she say? She said,
I think we should stop borrowing money.
You say what? You
We should stop borrowing money.
say we
we
should
should
stop
stop
borrowing
borrowing
money.
money. You want Nigeria to crash. You want Nigeria to crash.
Uh,
Okay, we should stop borrowing
uh,
money. You mean
Yes, sir.
people? Okay. Champion, what do you say?
well, for me, I agree with favor that we should stop borrowing money. And there's something that is peculiar about this issue, and that's the talk about the national embarrassment. It's highly embarrassing. I think this is much as we are laughing about this, but it's not a laughing. It's not a laughing
Mm.
matter. Again, because
You're quite
it's
correct. Yes.
yes, you know, if you look at the trajectory, a quick one, the Chinese company that had
Mm.
that agreement in 2007 by the
Right.
whole state government then,
Mm.
and it was revoked in 2015. And you know that this same issue had been in the courts in the US and the UK before now.
Yeah.
They've been a back and forth. They went to the UK, they lost. They went to the US, they lost. Now they took it to the court of Paris, and it seems that victory is on their side, seemingly. And we are seeing a twist by the presidency today, by Onanuga addressing the issue, saying that it's a joke that Nigerians definitely will not allow presidential jets to be seized or used as a what's the word now? Like
Collateral.
something that
It's not even a
collateral. Yes,
collateral.
collateral. That's the
It's
word.
not even,
Yeah,
a national asset.
yeah, yeah. So the thing is that it's funny that a Chinese company could go to court in an attempt to seize a national asset.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also funny that we had the courts saying the assets should be given to them. All right, one thing about national assets is that it's, it's hinged between sovereignty,
Mm.
and of course, those assets there in Paris enjoy diplomatic immunity. The jets were sent there for maintenance. You understand? So I feel that of all the things to attach your collateral or attach your seemingly
Mm.
need for a replacement of the cash in assets, a presidential jet is what they went for. So definitely, I don't see it seeing the light of the day. That's my opinion. I feel that the federal government will go out of its way to redeem its image, because it's really something that is very embarrassing that we have become like a laughing stock.
Okay.
You understand? And of course, talking about debt and borrowing, like I said, that I agree with Favor, we should. I don't really know how we can really survive without borrowing in this country, because I recall that in 2022, when I did a little research on our debt profile, then 2 years before Buhari left, in 2021, thereabout, our debt then was about 77 trillion. By the time former President Buhari left office and handed over to this current president, our debt profile had risen well over 80 trillion naira. My question is, who is going to pay for all this debt? I don't know which generation, it can be our own generation definitely, that would have all the resources to clear off all this debt.
Because I
So
remember
let's
when he
do
was
less of
leaving,
borrowing. Yeah,
when he was leaving, remember is it 800 or 500 million? He said he wanted to give it out to the market women as what? Last
as
minute.
palliative. Yeah. Last
As
minute, yeah,
palliative, the palliative that
yeah.
was not working when he was there. And now,
We suddenly walk few weeks to when he wants to leave. It's
I just
hilarious.
thought, I
It's
just thought it was just weird. It was just crazy. I'm
Mhm.
thinking, you know, come, it's honestly, you see, Nigeria to me is a mixed bag. Honestly,
Mhm.
Nigeria is where you
Mhm.
find the good, the bad, and the ugly.
And
You find
okay.
all sort of things is what you will find in Nigeria. That is one thing that I have actually found out. You see, regardless of all the sort of is the worst evil, I'm sorry, you will find it in Nigeria. Some of the best people you will find in Nigeria. You know,
That's right.
I mean, we're still coming to that. I'm sure you saw one of the topic there, the Kenyan lady. That's the reason why I said it's a mixed bag. I mean,
Yeah.
why on earth? I find it quite difficult, when we say Nigeria is broke. Nigeria does not have. Yes, Nigeria, so to speak, Nigeria has money, but the
Mhm.
way we are spending money in Nigeria is almost
Smart.
like,
That's the
you
point.
know, it's like it's never, it's like a waterfall. We just go out
Mhm.
anytime we need money. We just go somewhere in Nigeria. We will just pack money, and money is spent in a way that doesn't
Mhm.
reflect that we're trying. There's no physical restraints.
Mhm.
People are spending, the government is spending money. Of course they will say we're spending money for this, we're spending money for that, but the way a manner is being done, it's such that if that's why IMF, World Bank, they are Nigeria is their everlasting customer. we're just,
Everlasting.
we're just because honestly, I be now.
Oh my
You understand?
goodness.
We come up with crazy ideas. We come up with some crazy things that I'm thinking there is something wrong. Each time
Mm.
each time they come up with a very good legislation, The fact of the matter is that, look, if you go to individual families, right,
Yes,
whether
sir.
they have a budget or not, even if you don't have a budget, you know what is in your account, Abi.
Yeah.
You don't have, like,
Yes.
say, for instance, 2,000 naira in your account, and you now go to Radisson Hotel and begin to order for food of 65. Because I don't understand. Do you
Oh my
understand?
goodness. Yeah.
You understand? Does it make
I'm with
sense?
you.
I
Hmm.
thought, because growing up, I hear stuff like, don't live above your means. But on the national stage, are we not doing that? We're
We're
living
doing
Yeah,
well
that.
we are.
beyond. And when our politicians are tackled, where I remember some years ago, I think they were asking, I can't remember, maybe like 10, 15 years. And the politician, I can't remember who exactly it was. And he said, the money you are collecting is so much. And that the guy now said, he said, our
Hmm.
colleague in the US. Say, your colleague in the US. What do you mean, your colleague in the US?
Oh my
Just one
goodness.
state, Texas, is bigger than the
Where?
Nigeria. Just one
Yes.
state
Just
is
one state.
bigger than the
Yeah.
whole of Nigeria. And you are saying our colleague.
Nigeria.
Which is your colleague?
Our
What are you talking about?
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, well, God
joke.
will God will help us. So I think,
Amen.
moving swiftly on,
Okay.
we've got another slide that we want to look at now. I think this one has to do with, yeah. So it's about the man. Can you see that?
We're not. It's not showing yet.
Oh, okay. Share screen. It's about the guy that, when you see a grown man crying, you know that,
But I don't pass Gary according to me.
that I was just going to say
That's
that.
what you do about
I,
it.
I was just going to say that.
Oh my
I mean, come
goodness.
on. I mean, this is so, I mean, this is just seriously unbelievable. I mean,
Hmm.
favor. Have you read this? So, what's your take on this?
What's the storyline? It's sorry,
It
let
says
me.
that man cries like a baby after being scammed of his iPhone 11 in Computer Village.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh my goodness.
That's
You
hilarious.
know why people laughing? It's the way favor is laughing that's making.
Yeah, but this is not a funny matter. The man,
iPhone
it was
11.
reduced. Oh my
You know how
god,
much they
tears
sell?
after being
You
scammed.
know how much they
Yeah,
sell
I
iPhone
could.
11 now? iPhone
Yeah,
11 is not a cheap phone. Oh.
yeah. So at least about
iPhone
a
11.
million plus, if I'm correct.
Okay. So
Yeah, almost a million.
it said, at a bustling computer village, a man was reduced to tears after being scammed out of his iPhone in a deceptive. They swap. Apparently, the man eager to make the swap met a street
Yeah.
vendor. It's crazy. How do you carry your
Hmm.
iPhone 11 and you met
Yeah.
somebody on the street?
On the street. Oh
You
my
saw
goodness.
an alaye looking guy, and he's the man is
This is hilarious.
and it's, he said he met a street vendor. Can you imagine a street vendor who offered him
Yeah.
what seemed like a fantastic deal? As they said, if it is too good to be true, you better run. As they were finalizing the transaction, a group of stars
Yeah.
suddenly approached them, demanding a payment of 1,000 for conducting business on their turf. Under pressure, the man quickly paid the towels. But this distraction set the stage for what we. So it was when
Yeah.
the touts were on it. So the idea
Yeah.
was that, once they actually talk that, so they will come, and while they are making noise, while they are
Hmm.
making noise, do you know why I'm
Hmm.
not laughing too much? They've
Why?
showed me
Why?
to they showed me that.
You are
Don't
really
worry,
a victim of
I will
the.
share. I will come to what happened. This was not in Nigeria. This was in East London.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you. It was only when I told
Oh
my
my
guys,
goodness.
now everybody started owning up. They too.
Oh
What
my
he buy
goodness.
everybody. It's
Terrible
not
guys
only in
everywhere.
Nigeria. The Nigeria was more
Chai.
sophisticated. You know.
Chai.
So, well, basically, he said taking advantage of the kiosk, the vendor urged the man to log out of his outlet account to expedite the deal. So he
Mm-hmm.
said the more crowds gathered around in his excitement and under the stress of the situation, the man complied, handing over his iPhone 11 and receiving what he believed was, oh, only he wants to use iPhone 11 to collect
To get
13 Pro
iPhone 13
Yeah,
Pro
that is it
Max.
now. We cannot just swap iPhone 11 when you don't pay. My God.
Should he not have known that? How is it possible? You have iPhone 11, and somebody
You
said
want
they
to
want
swap
to
it to
give
11.
you, they want to give you iPhone
13.
13 Pro Max. Are they stupid?
Mm. Hmm.
So he was just looking at the Chinese Pro Max. So he said the vendor then advised him to hide the phone and quickly leave the area to avoid further harassment. So it will now run.
The guy is not
So
wise now.
so he said then what happened was it wasn't until the man had safely left the market and decided to check his new phone that he realized something was terribly wrong. Instead of the
Hmm.
premium iPhone 13 Pro Max he had been
Yes.
shown earlier, he found himself holding a cheap Android replica. Ah, you know,
So he's even lucky.
Paper.
So he's lucky is 100.
there was a
So
story
people
I saw
get
some
to
few
who.
years when iPhone 11 just came out.
Hmm.
With iPhone 11 was is the first of the brand release that had the three
Yeah.
face camera. You know, no,
Yeah.
it's not even three. It's actually two. It's got
Two.
it has two round cameras. If you look at iPhone 11, what happened was
Okay.
that this is in this same computer village. The guy he went to buy it, so they told him that they
Okay.
were doing some deals. So he quickly gave them money. Now he had the phone. He switched it on. He was checking everything. He left very quickly in his excitement. It was only when he now got home. Now, with Android, you have is it Play Store?
Yes, you have
With
Play
Android,
Store.
you have Play
With
Store, and
yes,
with
with
Apple, you have
you have
App
Apple
Store.
Store.
Hmm.
Yes, App
Alaye
Store.
was not looking for Apple Store. He just found Play Store. It was an Android phone. They just put a cover at the back. It was it was this thing they actually put at the back. And the guy now went online and you know what? The software was actually Apple. Sure, you understand? Everything that you look on the only thing you will find out is that it's only when you now go into settings. It was pure Android. And the guy started lamenting, like, see, this is what they did to him. Okay, let me give you quickly what happened to me. What happened was a friend of mine, so we somewhere in East London we went for this went to a supermarket. So wanted to buy, so I think we just wanted to just buy like maybe a drink or something there, do maybe some small shopping. So in the car park, these two boys, one Asian and one white boy, just came in. They just drove. I said, "Hey, would we like to buy a laptop?" I was like, okay," because at that time now, I'm a software engineer. Okay, so I was like, "Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, of course, I want laptop now." So the guy he brought out the laptop, man. Nice Dell laptop, looking very sleek. My eyes was just shining, and I just got paid that day. So I said, "How much?" They said, "Yeah, you know what? Because you look like a nice guy. We'll give you 200 pounds." I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." So my guy too was looking at it. Oh more man, this is a good deal. Oh. So I went to the cash point now to go and withdraw 200 pounds. So immediately I got back. Guess what? They just gave me the laptop bag. They gave me the laptop bag and quickly drove off. I gave them the money. So I was in my excitement, I was like, "Okay, alaye, ome we are sharp now." When I entered the supermarket, So and I use style to let's say, okay, let me look at the thing. I said, I just unzip the thing. I saw something shiny. It was bottle of water. They've, re- they've replaced the latter with two bottles of water, two large bottles. I drank the water. I drank the water. I drank the water. I said, hey, this one, sealed water. I drank the thing with annoyance, like, my
I
heart
check
ate
one now.
200 pounds. So, when people say things about Nigeria, I always say that, look, it's not only Nigeria. It's not, look, I'm telling you that Europeans like money more than Nigerians. If you look at me, I didn't say Africans. I said Nigerians. They do. Trust me. It is their laws, the checks and balance that has kept things at bay. So it's not only computer village. Those guys probably come to computer village to come and learn. Hello. What happened to
Uh-huh. I
what
think it was
happened
the
to
network.
Oh, okay,
The
all right,
network,
okay.
I don't know. Yes, I'm back.
All right then, okay. No problem.
Mm.
Okay, so the next one.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, since that day, if anybody comes to me and say that if you like, open it, give me a whole laptop, say I'm not taking it.
I'm
If you give me a laptop, I
yeah,
said, don't
yeah,
worry,
you had
we'll
an
put it in email.
experience.
I don't want. ah,
Ah, I had a similar experience, but mine wasn't that painful. Yours is more painful, but it was 200 pounds.
okay.
Yeah, but mine was not even Computer Village, somewhere around Yanakwaja here. I wanted to get a new phone, and I just collected salary that day. I don't know if somehow these guys do these things to us. Like it's when you have that cash, you get close to that kind of temptation.
Okay.
You get, I was with a friend, so when I went there, I got the phone. They showed me it was working, but the man said something that I would have seen as a red flag, but I went ahead. He said, "Don't use this phone until 48 hours later." And me now, because I will have this prayer of, oh, I got a new phone, I will show them the new boy, new guy in town, blah blah blah. My friend was like, why not check this thing 24 hours? I said, no, the man said 48 hours later. My brother, I checked 48 hours later. The thing was not yet 100%.
Wow.
I rushed, I called my friend, we rushed back to Yanukwaja. The guy was not there. I asked
Well,
around, they said, somebody like that stays here, but he has left. I said, never, you can't. My whole salary went into that scam phone. It was painful. Like, I kept going there until one day I met the guy myself.
okay.
I held him, I accosted him and said, you sold a bad phone to me. Look at the phone. You know what he told me? He said, I've not seen you before. I said, me.
Like, he didn't ask you whether you are from Congo. Like, are you sure that are you new in Lagos?
Oh my goodness. He said, have I seen you before? What's the problem? I said, Allah, don't try that trick. I will show you I can be street. He
uh,
said, no, no, no.
I,
I'm not seeing
I
you. Don't
can
harass
profile
me.
that guy. That guy is an ally. Is it all those criminals that say that have I seen you before? Those are ally. Those are more.
Oh
Those are
my.
those are old schools ally.
Oh, school.
That's cool, like,
Ah,
Yes,
that was
now.
a bad experience. I had to let him go because his friends started coming and say, leave this guy now. What? He doesn't sell phone. He just came to greet somebody here. He has not been here before. He says, what kind of lies? I carried
Okay.
my damaged phone away like that. Phone that never came up till now. The phone has not. This was how many years ago? The phone is still charging.
You still have the phone.
I'm not using it. I threw it away. Why? I wanted to keep it as a souvenir to remind myself of the way of scammers and their fake antics in terms of phone purchase.
So the next one we
Uh,
have now is we have this Kidnapping. This one is not
Yeah.
funny at all.
At all. Yeah.
Honestly,
True.
even my worst enemy,
Sad.
I would not pray to go
Yes,
through
sir.
an experience like this. Honestly,
Hmm.
I think the reason why we pick this topic is that honestly, it has gotten out of hand.
Copies. Uh,
Seriously, gotten out of hand. It's way too much. It's too much. Nigeria, something has to be done. We can't continue to have this sort of situation. Honestly, we can't. It's like it's not. It's almost like when we go out. When people actually the year that I was in Nigeria, I deliberately, if I can't fly, I'm not going anywhere because it's
hmm.
like playing Russian roulette. You understand?
Hmm.
It's like
Yeah.
playing Russian roulette because you don't know. You don't know.
Hmm.
And we don't need to start talking about, people are falling prey. I mean, let's quickly look at this story now. I mean, this is it's crazy,
Sad.
you know,
Very sad.
because I don't understand what the government basically is actually doing right now in regards to this. It says the commissioner for youth in Anambra State. Please, what is going on in the southeast? Please, because I don't know whether
Hmm.
this is just a it's just something, or it's just one of those things that happen because this is a government official. If this is happening to a whole commissioner, a highly placed commissioner in Anambra State, please, what hope do I know it's God that is, God is our security, but man,
Yeah.
what is going on? This the commissioner for youth development in Anambra State said Honorable Patrick Agamba and wife have been kidnapped. When I saw the woman, man, I didn't even say the man. When I saw the woman, honestly, my mind just went out to her. I don't know whether she's a nice person or whatever, but I don't think that matters right
Yes.
now. And my
Yes.
prayer is just that that woman is not being dealt with, being abused. We all have seen videos. I don't want those kind of videos anymore because what they do is that they instill fear. That is what the enemy does. And that's why I always tell people that there are some videos they send to you, please don't look at them. Because what it does is
Hmm.
that it takes away your boldness, it takes away your courage. When you see
Hmm.
evil, like in the olden days, when they fight war, they will instill fear into
Yeah.
the enemy. And once you instill fear to your opponents, you know, that is it. You
Hmm.
have won the war 90%. It's just to show up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly. For that reason, me, I used to like watching, horror films and all. That's I don't watch horror films. Now I can walk beside the cemetery. Before now, when I actually walk near a cemetery, I used to feel trepidation. And my friends used to say, you know, maybe you've been watching. And they were quite right. If you're watching all these things, we don't know the impact of it most of the time.
Yeah. True.
Because for people to be bold, look at it now. I'm not asking that that we should just be stupid and put ourselves in harm's way or anything like that. I always have to look before you travel, ask yourself, is it necessary? Like some guys some few years back that went to Ibadan for a
Hmm.
wedding. Those guys, that's one day, they told them that they should wait till afternoon, but because of the excitement to still catch some the Sunday, that maybe they get to Lagos on Sunday, still go and do some 5G and stuff like that. They were in the camp of kidnappers for almost
Wow.
4 months. These are
My
big guys.
goodness.
So by the time they finished with them, when they were rescued, those are just the fortunate ones. Those guys were looking like people from a place where they've gone through some serious famine.
Hmm.
When they asked, I mean, you can imagine empty, confident guys. When they
Yeah.
interviewed them, the guy was just looking, he couldn't talk. He said he just didn't know what to say. He said he can't. Psychologically, the guy is about two of them traumatized. I doubt if that guy will ever attend any party again. Until- In Nigeria, everybody's laughing. This is the thing about. I think maybe it's the laughter that really keeps us going, because if we don't
Yeah,
laugh, if we don't, if we don't laugh, we will have problems, psychological problems.
exactly.
We will have
True.
psychological, because what Nigerians have been subjected to,
Mm.
it's like we are in war and we don't know we are in the middle of the war.
Yeah, true.
Because if you see what those people, a lot of those people come from outside the country, and they have taught our people how to do the same thing. You
Mm.
can imagine the sort of things that are happening with impunity, and you begin to, and the scary thing is that, you know, anyway, I don't want to say something so that EFCC, I mean, is EFCC, DSF will start chasing people about. But there are, there are some things that are insider, if you understand what I mean. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because
I'm with
the
you.
truth of the matter is that, yes, the truth of the matter is that we need to look at ourselves. I mean, look at it now. They said they were on their way to attend the wedding of the daughter of the
Mm.
state governor,
Mm.
Professor Chukuma Soludo,
The chance. Yes.
the daughter's traditional weddings. Look at now. It has now become Wahala now. If they survive, it is a good thing.
Ah,
And that's the prayer, and that is what me I'm actually praying that really happens, because it's too
amen.
much. It's way too much. I mean, look, what do you guys think that we can do to stop this? I think that's what we should be talking about, really.
Yeah.
What do you think? In what ways can we, stop this craziness?
Just
Okay.
look into the insecurities in Nigeria. The security is too much. It's just too much. Then I think if there is job, if the employment rate is high, I don't think people would find crime as their second option.
You
I
sure?
think because there is no job and they want to make money, they need money. And that's the only reason why they would commit crime. That they know if they are eventually found, they will be punished for it. I think nobody in the same mind would definitely commit crime when he knows he can go outside and get a job and that will pay well. It's just the
Okay.
unemployment in the country.
Wow. I hear you. I mean, champion, what do you say?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me pick up from where Favor stopped. I totally agree with Favor. 2 days ago or yesterday,
Mm,
I think 2 days ago or yesterday, 2 days ago, I saw something in one of the papers headlines that
mm,
50 firms, 50 organizations, 50 companies just shut down.
mm.
And those 50 companies had an estimated 100,000 employees. Do you understand?
100,000
Yeah,
employees.
about 100,000 employees that have been thrown
Mm,
into the labor market looking for jobs.
mm,
So, one of the ways to fix this kind of stuff, like you already said, is the government needs to be more intentional about job creation,
mm.
employment opportunities, helping people to be positively engaged. A wise man said, and I quote, an idle man is the devil's
That's
workshop.
workshop.
Yeah. And me, if I want to add to that, an idle mind is the devil's
Mm,
laboratory. He will
mm,
experiment with anything he finds there. Do you understand? And there's no vacuum in life. It's either someone is positively busy
mm,
or you are negatively busy.
mm,
Human beings are not designed to be idle. You understand that? Then, secondly, beyond job creation, I also
mm.
saw in the papers that I don't know, somebody said they can't remember it now, that the federal government just spent 1 trillion naira in the last 6 months on fighting insecurity.
Mm.
1 trillion naira
Wow.
spent on combating in security. And yet, we just had the Commissioner of Youth Development in Anambra State and his wife kidnapped. And unfortunately,
Kidnapped.
there's a part of that story we didn't mention. His aide was shot dead.
Yes, 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 yeah.
So
I heard about
there's
that.
even
Yeah.
a loss of life, which is more pathetic. While
Mm.
we try to sympathize with the Honorable Commissioner and pray that his release is speedy and is intact, we also need to look at the family of the man that was shot dead. So it baffles me that we spend so much money in tackling insecurity in Nigeria, yet it seems that insecurity keeps increasing, which
I
goes
mean,
to
look at
show
this.
somehow, somewhere,
Honestly,
yeah, you understand, something is fundamentally wrong. It's either the entire funds are not deployed for security related matters. Maybe there's a middleman somewhere, benefiting through corrupt practices, siphoning funds for security to something else, or there's a misplaced priority somewhere. I mean, this is so unfortunate. It's something everyone needs to speak out and cry against. You see something, say something. If you see a kidnapper, report him, expose him, because they say what goes around comes around.
comes around. Very true.
Somebody may just say, no, it doesn't. I see some people, they say, it doesn't concern me. Nigeria is for them. Who are the them? You get
Mm.
the things that you call it doesn't concern you will one day knock on your door.
Mm.
So if all of us come out and cry against the evils of this society, kidnapping, terrorism, banditry, all this crime, I'm sure the world will hear our voice. People will come to our aid. Nigerian government will sit up and give us more answers than questions as regards security related issues. That's my take.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I think like you guys actually said, right, we're talking of poverty, then we're actually talking about you know the the area of unemployment. You know, we have organizations, corporations are closing and they are leaving Nigeria. But I just
Exactly.
feel that I think from time immemorial, we have been sort of desensitized to all sort of horrors happening in Nigeria. Because I remember when I was in secondary school then, that we used to travel on Lagos Ibadan, when I was going to boarding school. We will see dead bodies and you just see people who just drive around. People will just drive around and just say, that's a dead body. Oh," and everybody will just go like, like, yeah, of course it's a dead body and that's it. And I just think there is some laxity in our society as a whole. Normally everybody keeps saying things like, government is bad, government is bad. So one day, you know, a gentleman actually spoke and he said, but what is democracy? He said, government by the people, for the people. I mean, is it not?
Yeah,
The politicians
the
are
government
from
of the
amongst
people,
us.
for the people.
Government of the
Yeah,
people, by the people, and it's
yeah.
supposed to be a
Correct.
representation. Okay, it's
Yeah.
supposed to be a representation, but what we are finding out is that I mean, look at it. I have been I've been out with friends or at parties where somebody will say, if my uncle becomes governor now, say, then we're going to eat. Or he will say, if I get into government, I'm going to make sure that all my family, my friends, we are all going to. I will make sure, And I'm
Mm.
thinking, is that not exactly what is happening?
Yeah,
Yes.
national cake syndrome.
So when we say politician, are we not? Is it not us we're talking about?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
why is it
exactly.
surprising if a friend, an uncle, somebody that gets into government, they know all the issues they used to complain about, but when they get there, what do? They just join the bandwagon. They even
Mm.
behave worse. There was a time they were saying that, oh, the youth are the answer. Okay, youth are the answer. We are the youth. So yeah, let's enter. Let's see. But guess what? I can say boldly now, Yaya Bello, good example, young guy,
Yeah,
isn't it?
youth.
He was in
Mm.
his 30s.
Yeah,
He was in his 30s. I think he's 40
yeah,
now. He's 40 something now. This guy,
yeah.
please. What was it was behaving like, and in fact, it was one of the most arrogant governors I've ever seen of Kogi State.
Hmm.
Yaya Bello.
Yeah.
Now he is under self-imposed house arrest in government house there because he can't come out.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
these people. I think okay now. Okay, we've established that the when politicians comes to people, they give them rice, bag of rice, 4K,
Sir,
5K.
half bag of
Sorry, you said what?
half bag of rice.
Half a bag of rice. They even in some occasions they'll put tomatoes there for them.
Make
You
them
know,
happy.
I find that so insulting,
So insulting.
so insulting that is this how we have turned our people to? So our people
It's
have
a
been turned
pity.
to like somebody. I think it's this man in Ekiti, Professor Afe Babalola. He said the that Nigerians have been turned into beggars that were under the guise of palliatives.
Hmm.
I was
Hmm.
in, during the COVID, I was in Lagos. I got caught up in COVID in Lagos. If you see, uh, um, what's that area? Before you get to the Third Mainland Bridge,
Yeah.
if you're coming from Anthony Bagada, what's that place again? Ah,
Before
is it Oworoshoki? Oworoshoki? Is it?
Oshoki. Okay.
Uh,
Okay. Yeah.
there were some people there. There that place, that area, by the bridge,
Yeah.
just as you're getting on Third Mainland Bridge. The
Yeah.
surrounding areas is densely populated.
Yes.
Densely populated. It got to a stage, people were wandering around because they finished eating whichever food was they had. Because in our area now in Anthony,
Yeah.
we had you will see, I think about the by the end of the first month of COVID lockdown, you will see these people who sells raw food. They all their food is gone. They are
Hmm.
well dressed. They are sitting beside the road, telling people, look, we have money, but we are hungry. So of
Chai.
course, the local governments were responsible for distributing food. But do you know how it is? If you see, it's one of those few times that I saw how Nigerians rose up. At least I was in Anthony lockdown in that area for that time period, and I saw that there is still hope for Nigeria
Hmm.
because there were some people who were, I won't say they were particularly rich. I won't even say they are middle class. Every evening, it got to a point that area boys were not even collecting the palliative. They said that they were giving them food like dogs.
Hmm. Like
That even if you
dogs.
want to steal, if you want to, should you be at the time when there is time of life and death? Is that when you should, because of what you want to keep for yourself? So, they were driving around. The government officials, the local government officials, they were driving around the van. They were now begging people, please, we have food. You want food? They said they don't want. People rejected it. They said they don't want because they were so angry. It was a shocking zone. Why I mentioned it was shocking was that because I saw the video. You can
Okay.
imagine when you saw, should I say, multitude. So I can't put a figure. Maybe I should say maybe like over 5,000, 10,000 people. This
Hmm.
woman, obviously, you can tell that one of those people have collected contracts to distribute food. She came in a people carrier. She had one small table and like about four chairs. Then she had like about two bags of all those before they banned those styrofoam what do you call it?
Yes.
Those
Packs.
those
Styrofoam
the
packs.
parts, yes.
Yeah.
And she brought out two coolers.
I started to
The
share.
people came, come and see. I just thank God that they were restrained. When I use the word multitude, I'm not exaggerating. Come and see. It's like when there is like, should I say, something similar to an NSAS kind of crowd.
Yeah. Okay.
And this woman only had two coolers. I'm talking of, the kind of cooler that you have for one table where you want to serve your
Yeah.
friends or something. That was what she brought, two
Yeah.
coolers. And people
My
were like,
goodness.
are you mad? If you know that you want to make, can't you find something else to make money from? Is it that? I said, look, they said, look around you. Is this what you want to give us? They scattered the thing. They took the thing, poured the food away, their food, they tore
Wow.
everything. She she left her table, everything. They didn't attack her or anything. No,
Mm.
they didn't attack. She quickly jumped in a SUV and drove off.
Yes.
These are the kind of things that can get out of hand. If you remember at that time, that's what we had this thing that was called is it 1 million maybe the 1 million boys. They said they
One
were
million
going from
boys.
area to one
Yes.
they were going
Yeah.
from area to area. I mean, look,
Achievement.
sometimes I just honestly I would just say that Nigerians were nice. So forget about all the craziness that is happening. Nigerians are still nice. I don't know whether sometimes I just feel that people are provoked. If you look at what's hitting people, it is not an excuse that when you have challenges, you can't be attacking anybody or anything. I get that. But the government, for those who are in power, they should know that they cannot continue to treat Nigerians anyhow. Look, I see how all these people here, abroad, is not better than Nigeria. Honestly, do you know how many Nigerians want to go home? Do you know how
Wow.
many Nigerians want to go? Forget about saying that they will say, you're looking fresh. Forget that one. It's not about being fresh. People are talking when people say, Mama Japa, they will sell all their stuff. Then they will now get
Yeah.
here. Now find out that it is not exactly what it is. People will
Mm.
sell their duplex. They will get to Canada, then find out that they are sleeping outside. We all saw the news. They got to Canada, now found out that Canada was not Canada in them. Please, I'm not look. I'm not saying that generally that things are. It's because things work. It's not because they are better than us. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's
True.
because they put
True.
those things in place. Even when they want to steal, they steal in style. Do they too
Mm.
have cronies where they give their friends contract? They do it. They do it in the UK. Who told you that they don't do it? But God help that friend you gave that contract to that doesn't execute it very well. You and that your
Mm.
friend that did execute the thing very well. That will be the end of that politician political career.
Wow.
They create money for themselves, but in Nigeria, that is why I'm against when people insult Nigeria. I said that you don't know. You're insulting Nigeria. Yes, I know that Nigeria things are hard. I know that I've been there. Where I used to,
Yes,
it's
sir.
not exactly. So my prayer is that I always pray for most people. Please, you too, please come. Then you understand. You see Nigeria looking for somewhere to go and eat suya. Shebi, you say you want to be eating burger. You eating burger now. Come on, eat burger now. You eat burger now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
When you take your things and you treat it anyhow, like, I've worked in some places where I see Nigerians who just came in newly. Come and see what they are telling the Igbos about Nigeria. They are making it sound like, I have escaped. And they are saying, and they didn't know that by saying that, those people are looking down at them like, oh, okay, this one, it looks as if they are suffering seriously. Oh.
Mm. Mm.
Maybe they were thinking that they will give them some kind of special empathy. No.
Yeah. Nothing like that.
In the UK, if you start talking, why do Britain, I mean, what's the population of Britain? Just about 60 million. Why in Britain do we say Great Britain? Why? Is it that they grew one extra head in here? Maybe they have an extra brain? No. But you see, when you don't respect yourself, when you talk about where are they not killing people? Okay, we're talking about kidnapping. They have kidnapping here too now, in a different way.
Yeah.
You can't go to central London. They kill people there too. Children are stabbing. You are walking around. If you are walking, when you're carrying your phone, that Naija style. Remember all those jokes we used to make that one guy was making phone
Yeah.
call and they was like,
Oh.
oh boy, yeah, what is happening now? And when you look at his hand, he didn't see his hand again. They've taken the hand and they respond. We actually have it here. We have it here. People are making at the bus stop are making phone call. Wow, some Malayas will just, on a bike, snatch the phone and get off.
Wow.
A guy came recently. You heard about the protest, the riot. One guy, they
Yes.
said because he had mental problem, killed three girls or three. I'm not sure whether there were three girls, about three children anyway.
Wow.
You will hear some things that are happening. You will think that maybe it is in Africa they are talking about. No, even worse. So I just believe that for one, we need to care about our people. Nigerians will go to some part of Africa. Look at South Africa. South Africans are talking to Nigerians anyhow. Go online.
Anyhow.
You saw that Chidima. You saw that Chidima stuff.
Yes.
As if
The model.
is that bad that Nigerians are begging. Nigerians are actually begging to South Africa. They were saying that I think about a few days ago, the girl dropped out. They were saying that
Again.
they just said they were praying for. So there were people who said they wanted to use the excuse to riot so that they can collect new fridge, collect
Ah.
items from yes, because they go and ransack the place now. So when the girl dropped out, what they were saying on the comments on social media, like that they were disappointed. I wanted a new fridge. And then they wanted new clothes. They wanted new clothes. One said that that he was actually looking for a new computer, looking for new
Ah.
iPhones. Because once they
You
enter
see
there,
me?
what they do now? Hey, Nigerians are taking our jobs. They will just jump, go
Uh,
anywhere, scatter the place, carry fridge. You say, and when they are carrying the when they are carrying the road, say, hey, we don't go agree.
when you go.
That is
Ah.
what it is when we don't
My
respect
goodness.
ourselves. Nigerian doctors went to I can't remember. I think it's one of these South African countries. They came from the UK, medical doctors. So they wanted to do some charity stuff. They went to this country. Do you know at the airport they sent them back? So we don't need Nigerians. And these people went there. They didn't even go there as Nigerians. They went there
Embarrassing.
as British citizens. But their names, do you understand? But because of their
Yeah.
names, they sent them back. When Niger, I think now when I see some of the things that this lady Abike Dabiri that she's doing, I think it's commendable. Before
Yeah.
before that she used to sorry, I'm being distracted. There's one
That's
silly dog here that is distracting me.
a dog.
Sit. Anyway, so the truth of the matter is that when they now started doing it, she will go to places where Nigerians are having issues and all that. But we are the ones that are creating these problems. Nigerians are the ones that are creating these issues, unfortunately. you know. And like somebody said now, they went to Egypt. I don't know whether you heard about that. They were going to Israel, I think, on this where they said they now tried to pin one story on the man, the person that was leading. They had an entourage of about, I think they had a pilgrim, about 11 of them or so, and they were pinning them, and they said the man should sign that they will free him. Would they do that to
That
somebody
should,
from Europe?
I think that should sign what? I didn't really get it.
They said that a woman said that he assaulted her. This guy, they're just on
Okay.
transit. He's not even
Okay.
been anywhere. And he's been with all the rest of the pilgrim that they were traveling together. And they were trying to, one woman now came, apparently, but it was planned. And now said the man basically harassed her, that he tried to rape her. The man that has not left the airport and is being with the rest of the pilgrim all the way, never left. It was, thank God for the courage of the rest of the pilgrims, the Nigerians. They stood their ground. They were trying to detain the man. They said, okay, we'll free you, but just sign this statement. The man said no. So the plane could not take off. The plane could not take off. So they had to basically just tell them that the pilot has to come down to the police station to say these people are traveling, and they refuse, that they are not going to leave this man behind. Why would Nigerians be treated like that? But like I said, we too, we have ourselves to blame. Like the guys that actually went on, at the height of Jackpana, that went on BBC, started telling this is what they do. Look, I'm not condoning any fraud or stuff, anything like that. But the Chinese, the Indians are doing it. Other countries are doing it, but you don't see any of their citizens going out to go and be saying this is how my people do it. You know. Anyway, I think that's it really. I don't know if you have anything else to say. But I think
No,
we should end. I think there's just one more. Let me do the. You see, this is the one that I like to really show, because it just shows how, when we think Nigeria is crap. I want you
sorry,
to
what
listen
of
to this.
what of favor?
I don't know. I think she's out. I don't know. Maybe this thing has died.
No, she just sent me a message that she's on the backstage. I should please add
Oh,
her
okay.
back.
She's back now. Okay, hang
Yes,
on.
sir.
Yes, I can see her now. Okay.
Sorry, sir. Network is bad.
No, no, no. That's all right. So you've not missed much.
Welcome.
Right. Okay. So we have one last one to do. Okay. We have one last one to do. And this is the most interesting one, that you see, we might see ourselves that, oh, we have too much problem. Nigeria is bad. This is how there are some positive things. There are still people that still admire us. Watch this. I find it really strange, but I found out that, you see, when people, so I just believe that sometimes God allows things like this to come up. This is a Kenyan lady. Let me play the video for you.
The excellence in the Nigerians
Can you
needs
hear?
to be said.
Can you guys hear this? Can you hear what she's
I
saying?
can hear it. I can hear it from here.
I
Okay, all
know
right.
I'm one
Please.
person who has been on these internet streets campaigning seriously for Nigeria and Nigerians as a people. But the excellence they strive to achieve in whatever it is they do needs to be studied. There is no industry in this God green earth that there's no Nigerian
Come
that
on.
is flying on the highest level. Choose one. Show me one field where there's no Nigerian that is doing amazing. When you look at the medical industry, Nigerians. When you look at academia, Nigerians. When you look at authors and people who are writing amazing literature, Nigerians. When you look at fashion, Nigerians. When you look at content creation here on these internet streets that are from Africa, that have millions and millions of views, Nigerians. When you look at musicians, I was in Spain, Burna Boy is playing. I was in Greece, Burna Boy is playing. I was in Turkey, Spain, Belgium. Let me tell you guys, I don't know if it's something in the water or in food or in the evil forest, but Nigerians need to share the secret with the rest of Africa, because we need to move as a team. Because these people, their excellence is on another level. The people that I am obsessed with, like the people like I find inspiration from on this in the content creation industry, for example, here on the internet, like my auntie Fumi, Nigerian, the Jackie Ainas, Nigerian, people who are doing something that is on another level, like their work ethics, their hard work, their resilient, and their consistency is something else. I do not understand what it is about Nigerians that makes them so great at whatever it is they do. When you look at people who are cooking and chefs, Nigerians, the lady that broke the Guinness Book of Record for cooking the longest, Nigerian. When you look at makeup artists here on the internet, that are doing amazing in their creativity in terms of makeup. Nigerians. When you look at innovation, like the beauty product Tropicals, it's owned by Nigerian babe. When you look at real estate in America and other countries, the people like black people who are doing great in those industries, Nigerians. This babe that I follow, I don't know her name, but she's in the luxury real estate. She's Nigerian. Do you know how inspirational that is for me as a Kenyan woman? Seeing my fellow black people or black women from Africa who have been limited, like a majority of us, and they're doing great. Do you know what that does for you or does to you as an ambitious young woman who's also just trying to do life? Oh my goodness. For me, I look at Nigerians with nothing but admiration. I really want to visit Nigeria and tap in whatever it is they do, because that level of excellence needs to be studied. And I know maybe if I visit, I'm going to get like a different experience, which is fine. But I want to see Nigeria at its core and Nigerians at their basic place and still get the inspiration that it doesn't matter where you come from. You can be anything you want. And I know every time I talk about Nigerians, other people from other African countries, they always feel like, oh, so does it mean you don't love your country or your country is not doing great? No, that's not the issue. You can celebrate somebody or give a compliment to someone without necessarily feeling inadequate. Just because you're giving somebody their flowers doesn't mean you're not good enough. And we need to start appreciating Nigeria for putting us on the map, because in most places you go, especially in this side of the world, you ask, are you Nigerian? Before they even ask you where you're from. And it can be like an feeling, but still, Nigeria, because of population also and other maybe geographical locations, etc., they are maybe more known. But at the end of the day, I don't get really annoyed being assumed to be a Nigerian because Nigeria is on a level that most African countries will wish to be. And I know there's the 1% and the 1% that also commit crime, but still, here today, we are not talking about the bad stuff about Nigeria. And this is what the media on the West, in the West, tries to push so much, like Nigerians are scammers and whatever. But there are other people who are moving mountains with the limited resources they have. They're doing amazing. For me, I do not understand this level of ambition and excellence. I don't know where it comes from. Is it your parents? Is it your upbringing? Is it your school system? Because I really want to tap that. Is it the evil forest? Because I want to go there and stay there with the ancestors and talk to them. Maybe they, ginger me a little. Because for me, I am obsessed with this level of excellence. I don't know where it comes from, but Nigerians need to share the secret. Guys, we are a team. Please share the secret with the rest of us in Africa, because we want to, 20, 30 years down the line, we want Africa to be, excellent as a continent. And if you guys are moving to this level you're moving, inspire the rest of us and give us the secret so that we move as a group. Nigerians are a beast. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Did you hear that? I'm glad that this is saying, this is leaving the best to last. You see? Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a Jaguda. There is 419. There is 410. Nigeria is this. Did you see the lesson here for us? At least I remember that I did the literature O level. I remember this in Chine Achebe, things fall apart. There's a quotation there. It says, if a lizard, he said, if he jumps up from a tree, I don't know whether it was palm tree or Iroko tree. He said, if he jumps up from a tree When he lands, he said, if nobody hails him, he will do what? He will hail
Yeah,
himself.
yourself.
That
That's
is what that is the Western world. That is what they do. Do you understand? When
yeah.
you talk about the West, isn't it? Like everybody feels like you're told. Of course, they have history. Ah, Africa, our backyard is where it all started from. There are historical artifacts that are being found now that shows that there've been some civilization even beyond what we know.
Mm.
You understand? When people shout, if you
Yeah.
come to Yankee, then Nigeria started going to, they were now seeing areas that even Mushi looks better than Ajegule looks better than in America. Yes. But when they are on
Oh,
CNN, MSNBC, all the major news network, do they show that?
No.
no.
Uh-huh. Exactly. But some of our people will go there. They will not go and be telling them, say Africa is a job. That's why, I see some videos on YouTube now where we have Africans coming on and are laughing at all those stupid things that, oh, do you guys live on trees? There's this particular young girl, and she does it. So we're beautiful looking black girl, no wig. Do you know? Please forgive me if anybody is using wig. Please,
Mm.
you can use your wig. I am not anti women. I don't want people to come and be that.
Yeah.
But I remember last year, I felt an hunger. What was the hunger? I was not seeing most of our women that I was seeing were out of every 100 women, maybe you only see two with wig, with braids
Okay.
or natural hair. Every other person, green hair, yellow hair. I'm not look. I like it. It looks nice, but the truth of the matter is that, but see how ridiculous it is when they do some pranks and remove the. It's like all those cowboys are Indians. When when the Indians catch when they catch the cowboys, they will scalp them.
Yeah.
They will remove their scalp and not carry.
Mm.
And you can see all the pranks when they were removing them. We had this ridiculous cap that the women now put
Mm.
on. Look, true, women should do what makes them look beautiful, but we should be proud of ourselves. We need to. I don't know, but the way I see it is this. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And social media now, Wahala has started now because then all the makeup it's no longer makeup, it is makeover. Have you ever been to a wedding where that you are looking for your cousin? You are asking your
Yeah.
cousin, hey, please, have you seen Fumi? Yeah, Fumi is looking at you like, what's that supposed to mean? Maybe it is me. Say, you okay? You, you know, anything,
Ah.
anything that you put on that doesn't look like you, that is not a makeup. Have you seen all those songs where they go and bring maybe a these things were designed for fire victims. Do you
Yeah.
understand? People who have suffered, so they actually use those makeup to sort of rectify, to at least, temporarily, make them look nice. But now people who are naturally beautiful are using it. That is why now I saw a pastor was saying the other day, he said, guys, say before you get married now, say before you now start saying I do, don't buy those girls tickets before that. If you're abroad, don't buy them tickets. Tell them that you want to see natural.
Natural.
Because we're not proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
Music, music wise, the same thing. Remember those days now when, about some 10, 15 years ago, where most of the guys in Lagos then wanted to sing like R. Kelly. You know, did anybody invite them to come and sing in Germany? But when you look
No,
at
not.
but if you look at Sonny Ade, Oliver the Conqueror, Ebenezer Obey, Fela, they were doing what? It was not until not too long ago that I realized that Sonny Ade was actually singing in Ondo. I thought it was Yoruba. It was just, that, when he sing, because I'm from Ondo town, okay? But I
Okay.
was shocked. So when they're not listening, I'm like, this guy is speaking Ondo now. He was using Ondo all that while he was chopping them. He would go to
Mm.
Germany. He was speaking Ondo. And you see all the white people, fella was talking like, Omeko, that kind of gangster, that kind of thing, that with the PG and everything. Recently, I saw, there was this, I saw on YouTube, there was this video, some musicians, I think it was like Denmark, proper Caucasian. Do you understand? They were singing Zombie. The Zombie they were singing, it was not in English style. Oh. They were singing like the way Fela was singing it. They were using even the intonation.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
For a lot of us now, so if you, okay, me now, okay, Tunde, if I introduce myself, like, I work, so, oh, sorry, you are, so like, oh, my name is Tunde. My name is not Tunde. My name is Tunde. Do you understand? Go, in Nigeria back in the days, they said Jumbo. They say, oh, Mr.
Yeah.
Jumbo. They would say that no, it was such a Jumbo. I would say no. My name. Honestly, we found out if you don't call most Europeans, if you don't call them by their proper, they take offense. But a lot of us, we've
Mm.
changed our name. So when they call you Tondi, my name is not Tondi. Which one is Tondi? Your parents didn't give you Tondi. My name is Tunde. And you know what? Nigerians are doing it now. We're doing it
Mm.
now. Call me by my name. It is Tunde.
Mm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
As I said, music wise now, see Olamide.
Mm.
Olamide is singing like he's not singing what's the posh area in Ibadan again? Bodija. Those kind of people that they
Yeah.
will sing, like upper class. This guy is singing like somebody from downtown Ibadan, Bere, those kind of, the slum area. And guess
Yeah.
what? All these people wants to go crazy. They acknowledge it, they're giving him awards because he was being him what? He was being himself.
So,
Mm.
Do you understand? See Davido,
Understand.
Whiskey, all these guys are just being themselves. They're no longer faking it. Yeah, they're no longer faking it. All of a sudden, everybody wants to come. You know, Instead of they chasing R. Kelly, all the R. Kellys and all the major Snoop Dogg, they want to do just a collaboration with them. But when we were trying to, they are not looking. They are the original owner of talking like an American. That is in their blood. Do you understand? They grew up
Yeah.
there. They can talk like that. They can do things like that. That's fine. But they wanted Africans to be African. But you see, when Africans become Africans, when we
Mm.
show ourselves that we are what, when you tell them that, when they say, oh, so your name is Bukai, your name is not Bukai, your name is Buki. When they say, oh, maybe your name is Chinwedo. Chinwedo. What is Chinwedo? Are you, what kind of, is that Chinese or what? Chinwedo. You call it in Alabra or Imo. Do you understand? And they respect that. Go and see the Africans that are
Wow.
there. They don't change their name. Of course, if you're
Mm.
changing it to Christian, this is they're fine. But look, all I'm just trying to say is that if that is what gets your good, whatever.
Mm.
But the truth of the matter is that look at that woman. Look at what she's saying. Meanwhile, we have finished ourselves. Oh. Even the devil said we'll go and complain to God and say, Almighty, share you see, me, I didn't do anything. Oh. They are the one abusing themselves all by themselves. Now, all by themselves. So when we say village people, it's not. Look, I know there is. Look, please, I'm not ignorant of that. I know there is village aspect, but a lot of times the enemy does not even need to do anything. We are the
Mm.
one. We are the one that talk ourselves. Then we now find out that we have, low self-esteem.
Mm.
That is where Europeans can come to some parts of Africa and take advantage of the
Yeah.
people because the moment they see a white person, Oga Igbo,
Begin to
Oga
shake.
Igbo, like what? Do you understand? And
Yeah.
that is why
Yeah.
South Africa, they don't like Nigerians because when Nigerians are arrogant, Nigeria will come and say, they say, so money no dey here. Ah, no worry, we go finance you. And before they know it, it's true. If they say there's nothing, Nigeria will carry sand. It will carry sand or you carry snow. Go and meet Eskimos and tell them this is special snow in their own land where snow is. They will say this is special, and they will buy it from them.
Yeah.
See that? Look at what she said. She said they are laughing at, oh, you like, it's almost like the sort of thing we do to Europeans. Is you would think she's talking about Europeans, isn't it? That is how we used to talk about Europeans. You understand? In Nigeria, Nigerians are, how can I put it? We are very welcoming to a fault. To a fault. Lots of stories like that. And here we have somebody, see the way she said, she even counted it. Honestly, I have never thought about it. All we talk about is how they are harassing Nigerians, how Nigerians are being maltreated, how there's no food in Nigeria, how all the Nigerians, they're asking for money. That woman that came from, I think, from Europe, and they say, wait till you get for us now. Madam, see you fine, you. That is all, that's what we see. Now, you now have people from Africa talking about other Africans. Do you know what they are talking about? Our streets or our road might be having gridlock. They have gridlock abroad. I can tell you that. I was in one yesterday. Serious one as well. But when we say this thing, we make it, we make it like a lot of us has to be here to now realize that, man, our home sweet. I know have people who don't have enough money. This slightest money they have like this, they are running to Nigeria. You understand what I'm saying? They can't wait.
Yeah.
It's psychological. They need to come. Village people are not calling them. They know that when they come, psychologically, they are happy when they come. Even if it's just 300 pounds, will follow them to Nigeria. That's 300 pounds. They will stretch the thing. You understand? Except you want to go and be flexing like that video. That's why you not get in trouble. You understand?
True.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When we have other people who are anywhere you go to, any African country you go to, say you look at what she said now. We can even that's a yardstick. That is a yardstick. This is our country that we have all kind of bandits. We don't even know which part of Africa they came from. Different type of bandits. They are in Nigeria. And somebody is telling us that, but is she lying? That was why it was like almost about 6 minutes. Look at what she said. I would like to send that kind of video. Honestly, I'm going to download that video and send it around because people need to know. But on the last note, if you look at it, the most Nigerian youth who are growing up now, I don't know of any other place, but in the UK, do you know that it is Nigeria they are all shouting? Before, people used to say it's their parents that used to say, Nigeria is bad. Don't go, they will kidnap you. This was they are saying that there is opportunity in Africa. Can you imagine?
True.
Their parents didn't tell them that too. I have met Nigerian youth who knows about all the Hollywood stars. Me, I didn't even know half of those people. And they were telling me that, and they're telling me, don't you know? I'm like, come, when do we have a channel for Nollywood in the UK? No, but it's online and they're watching it. Before Netflix started showing Nigerian movies, do you understand? They've been looking at it, they've been watching it. Seriously. So those days, and meanwhile in Nigeria, we don't speak our language. Abi, our children say, no, Taiwo is doesn't speak what do you call it? What do we call it again? They don't speak local dialect. We've turned our own language. We now call it local dialect. Is it not? So those Igbos are just looking at us, saying, man, this is now village people. Definitely village people. Your children can't speak none of your language. We make it like we make it as if it is bad. Your children, I have met Nigerian youths in UK prostrate in the street of UK. They were not faking it. I use other visual play. Hey, what's up, uncle? Chop no. And if you talk, they will say, they are from here. No, they are not from here. All the British people have to do is just change they'll just change their legislation.
Hmm.
Seriously, before in the UK, once you have citizenship, there's people that naturalize, they can never.
Yeah.
That is it. But now, once they commit offense, they remove it. Can you imagine? It's now reversible. We as Nigerian, if we commit any offense, is there anything like to remove citizenship? To remove to where?
I
To
wonder.
remove to where? But now they will now they take them off straight away. That is,
Can you hear you, sir?
and people are wondering what is going on, and people are wondering what is happening. There's a lot that we don't know. Meanwhile, here we have people who are, it's really sad. Our educational system, they will say, oh, fine, I believe in education. But educate that education, formal education is not the only education there is. A lot of Nigerians are finding out, they are now finding out that yes, it is not. When we don't respect ourselves, it's true. When I was growing up, you can't put me inside native. Me wear native. It's my younger brother that used to wear native. He doesn't care. He will wear my own because I refuse to wear. He will wear my own. Use it to play football. The thing, you understand?
Yeah.
The day I started wearing native, my mom was like, "Are you're wearing native? When they want to wear, I want to wear my jeans. I want to wear jeans." But that is part of what, because we have always been shown that Africa bad, Europe fine. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So we try to be like them, and I think that's what has happened to our women as well. You know, so that is my, that's just my, it's very rare. That's a rare video. Usually we
Yeah.
have videos abusing us, and
Hmm. What happened? I
Sorry, can
can't
you
hear
hear
you,
me?
sir. Okay, I can
Okay,
hear you now.
okay, all right, okay. So that's just what we're actually talking about, you know. So they respect us. They respect us. But we don't respect ourselves. We deny our language. We deny our language. We don't want people to know that we are from Africa. And in Nigeria, we are very proud of it. They said that we don't have a. Remember in school now, they will say, "Hey, no vernacular."
Hmm.
It's just as if we were slaves in our own country. Just that it wasn't as bad as the other ones. But they made it like, when we speak our language, that we are local. And we will say it, they say, and a local but they speak Yoruba. And when we go and see those aunties with our children, they say, no, we say, hey, Kenny Baoni. And then we'll be like, no, 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 Kenny doesn't speak those kind of local.
Dialect.
Yeah, doesn't speak those kind of local. Can you imagine? Who is fooling you? See the Indians. Remember that incident that happened in Ilupeju? You remember?
Yeah.
Where they said you can't, except you have an Indian inside our own country and our territory. You see those videos where they're chasing Nigerians around in India.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying that some of those Nigerians they were chasing deserve to be beaten when you hear the story. But regardless, we should still respect ourselves. We should still respect ourselves. In
Yeah.
Ilupeju that we used to go there part, they are telling us that that is only Indian. And they use India to teach, except an Indian approved on our own territory. If we did not give them, no, but it's there. So who do you blame for those sort of things? When we don't respect ourselves, honestly, I've worked with the Indians. I mean, a lot of them are quite great people, just like Nigerians too. They have terrible people. you know. But one thing I learned, like one of these Indian friends that I had, once they are inside their house, they don't speak English. They had met his children, so I was like, wow, that oh your children, oh I like the way they speak English. They speak it with Indian accent, and they have never been to India. They have never been to India. So I was like, wow, how did you do it? He said, no, that in their house they don't speak English. They speak Indian. Meanwhile, now in Nigeria, I think we've not added India to the words. Once, before you know it now, we'll start saying that we want to be speaking Indian now with Indian accents and be abusing ourselves. You just see, you see one guy that will come, he will say that his name is Kule Damendra.
Oh my goodness.
Chidi and Tab.
Yeah, so
Honestly, no. Honestly, when people start telling me, oh, forget Nigeria, I said, okay, stay down. Don't worry. You will soon run down. And it's true. Honestly, it is true. It is true.
wow.
You know? So that's it all from me. I don't know. Any last word from you, Favor? Favor, I just be laughing. I think we have to make sure that when next you are coming, I will say, I enjoy your laughter. Dr. Champion, what do you say?
Yeah, my last word is you said it all. Nigeria still has potentials, and we should always be optimistic and try to always not only spread the bad news about Nigeria like most people do, but when we see, achievements by fellow Nigerians, when we see successes, we should celebrate them. We should
Mm,
celebrate them. That's my final word on it. Thank you.
mm. Wow. So, well, just want to say thank you guys. Really enjoy it. I haven't, honestly, I won't lie to you, I haven't laughed like this for some time. So, I really enjoy
Favor.
getting it on. Well, it's true now. You can imagine all these sort of things. We don't have a choice. We need to champion ourselves. In Britain, if you say anything bad about Britain, they will say that you are talking down the country. So they talk themselves up to make themselves, they don't knock themselves down because they know it's psychologically, it has negative impact, you know. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, okay. Yeah, the screen just went off. So that's I was wondering what was going on. Okay. So I just want to say, thank you. And we're looking
You're
again
welcome, sir.
to see again tomorrow. You know,
Okay, sir.
I will just say from me anyway. So take care. Good night, and I'll
Okay,
speak to you
bye.
guys soon.
Good night. All right, sir. Bye, sir.